An important part of this entire service chain is the field sampling, the cornerstone of the process, where the first-hand information is obtained, necessary to achieve the objectives of each study. AQB, through the use of state-of-the-art technologies, highly qualified human resource, and the strength of forces with its strategic allies, has developed studies along the Colombian Caribbean coast on ecosystems in shallow areas and especially in deep areas, to more than 4,000 meters of water column, environments currently unexplored in the country. These studies in our deep seas are carried out on oceanographic vessels of boats equipped in suitable for this purpose, where technical personnel and crew can stay in the water for up to 1 month. Away from the coast, difficulties inherent to work at sea, and the challenge that day-to-day of each scheduled activity brings. Sampling to determine the quality of seawater is done using an oceanographic rosette, made up of several Niskin types bottles that automatically close at different depths, depending on the interest of the study. This equipment, which can weigh more than 200 kilograms, must counteract the strong underwater currents and withstand pressures close to 1/2 metric ton per square centimeters. The rosette is equipped with a multiparametric probe made in titanium, with an immersion capacity of up to 7,000 meters, which allows measurements of the salinity, temperature, pH, and dissolved oxygen measurements. Other measurements and analysis of water samples may be performed by AQB personnel in laboratories on board the vessel, and the rest of the material is preserved according to international protocols for later shipment to specialized laboratories located on land. As for the study of the organisms that inhabit the different water bodies, the sampling of the plankton, microscopic communities that are suspended in the seawater and that do not have their own mobility, is carried out by means of trawl of individual networks or coupled in pairs specialized according to the size of the species, being the smallest thus belonging to phytoplankton, also known as plant plankton, then those of zooplankton or animal plankton, and finally the largest ones, the ichthyoplankton, which groups eggs and fish larvae. Once the samples are collected, they are preserved to be analyzed in the ground laboratory with the help of specialized equipment such as microscopes and stereoscopes. For the capture and study of organisms larger than plankton and actively swimming, such as fish, among other specimens living in the water column and/or sediment, work is done with 2 types of fishing gear. The first are horizontal long lines, systematic lines of hooks of more than 1 kilometer in length, which are adrift for several hours so they have attacked at their ends radio devices that emit signals to facilitate their location and recovery along with its catch, comprising species of swimming fish that are permanent residents of the water column. The second art of fishing, which focuses on swimming organisms but living near the seabed, consists of baited catch trains, also known as NASAs, whose internal structure allows organisms to enter but not leave. These submerged to the bottom and then 24 hours are boarded on board to identify and preserve their catches. From the bottom, the marine sediments and organisms that inhabit them, called benthos, are also analyzed. To sample them, a box attached to excavator-like dredge, called the box core, weighs more than half a ton, which descends open to the seabed held by a cable from the boat. Due to its weight and the dynamics of the depth currents, this cable has a resistance 10 times greater than the steel and is made from the same material as the bulletproof vests. Once the sampling box reaches the bottom, it is buried, activating a closing system that traps a block of sediment with minimal alteration, which is recovered and located on the deck of the ship to perform the extraction of portions of sediment for further analysis, chemical and physical characteristics of the seabed, as well as to examine in laboratories on the ground which and how many organisms live immersed in these sediments. As a complement to these samples, Acuabiosfera offers the accompaniment of marine fauna observes in order to monitor the presence of whales, dolphins, birds, and turtles, while carrying out the activities in the study areas during the light hours, through the use of binoculars and powerful cameras, as well as GPS to determine the exact location of each sighting. All our monitoring, characterizations, environmental impact studies, management plans, and other procedures tend to provide a high-quality service in environmental consulting, so that our clients carry out their operations and projects within the frameworks of environmental and social responsibility, supporting them in decision-making, leading to their process contributing to the sustainable development of the aquatic and littoral environment.